What's good, Joe? What's good, Real Talk Squad? This is Miles, and you're listening to Real Talk with Miles Johnson, where you know I always keep it real. Let's get right into it, man. Now I had a little absence, little absence. I actually was promoting my own party called Jordan Year. Now, Happy New Year to all of y'all. Happy holidays, man. We gonna start this new year right. But yeah, like I said, I had my own, Jordan Year party back in Atlanta. So I ended up driving down to Atlanta with the guys, and then I ended up driving back up to Philly with the guys. And I'm just happy to be back in my parents' crib again. I'm gonna be here for another week or so, and I'm gonna go to DC actually for this Howard Morehouse game. That's gonna be a treat to see. But I want to talk about my Philadelphia Eagles. Y'all came here to hear me talk about my Philadelphia Eagles, and I've been getting a lot of comments about where the Eagles news coming from, where the Eagles videos coming from. I was having my party, but I will say though, shout out Darius Slay that commented on my video on Instagram. Now look, all publicity is good publicity, and bro looked out. Come on, get on the podcast, get on the podcast. But look, y'all seen this episode, Eagles versus Giants preview. Look, the Eagles gotta win this game. It's a must win. Matter of fact, I take that back. This might be the first time in Real Talk history that I actually take back what I've said on air. Here's why. I think if the Eagles lose this and they do not get home field throughout the playoffs, I actually think they'll play better. This is a team that, again, they were the number one team all year, and then Hurts gets injured, and now everyone is doubting them, right? So how about bringing that underdog mentality back, being a fifth seed, and having to go on the road to beat a Vikings team, or to beat a Cowboys team, or to beat a 49ers team. This is a team that is excellent. I mean excellent on the road. And you don't think they're going to be hungry? And I mean very, very hungry to prove everyone wrong if they're a fifth seed? I'm just saying, in terms of mentality-wise, I like their mentality as a fifth seed versus a number one seed. But the person's mentality who I will never question is Jalen Hurts. He can be 31 up or down 31 or a tie game. He's going to still be even killed and have that same dog mentality. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard is. And that is what the Eagles are missing. Oh my gosh, the defense isn't good. Oh my gosh, they don't look as good on offense. Can we realize that the Eagles have the MVP? Can we realize that when they have their best player or their number one quarterback, that they are a completely different team? Yes, that is true. Look, let's go into stats, right? Because one thing that the Eagles do well is that they can beat you in multiple different ways. Talk about how when Jalen Hurts was in the lineup, the Eagles rushed for 158 yards a game. With Gardner Minshew in these two games, they have rushed for 77 yards a game. That is clearly the Jalen Hurts effect. Miles Sanders is dependent on a guy like Jalen Hurts to help him create more options for him and for a guy that is going full of defense. Because Hurts could throw a 50-yard bomb or he could rush for 50 yards. And that keeps the defense on their toes and opens the field up for a guy like Miles Sanders to break out in the open field. And that's another reason why Miles Sanders has done so well. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, both guys got 1,000 receiving yards this year. A.J. Brown has been flat out amazing. Now look, if you no matter what quarterback you have, if it's like a C plus or better, they're going to be able to get some stats throwing the ball to Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. I mean, unless you're a complete scrub, you're going to end up doing that. So in Gardner Minshew, I expected him to throw the ball decently, but again, he's not that guy that is going to take us to the promised land. I said that before the Cowboys game. And actually, the Cowboys game made me be a little optimistic because I'm like, well, shoot, we almost beat the Cowboys with our backup quarterback. But no, that Saints game let me know all I need to know about Gardner Minshew. He simply is not that guy. What I will say, though, the absence of Lane Johnson is huge. Lane Johnson is the best tackle in football. Not the best right tackle, not the best left tackle. I'm talking about the best tackle in football. He's arguably the best player at his position on the Philadelphia Eagles. If you miss a guy like him who hasn't allowed a sack since week 11 of the 2020 season, you're obviously going to miss him a lot. And what happened against the Saints? Gardner Minshew got sacked 6 times. Now, I do think it will be different with Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts has that ability to escape pressure. And that's the element that he has that not too many quarterbacks in this league, unless it's like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, or Lamar Jackson, simply just don't have that element to their game. So, talking about Lane Johnson, let's get first off, let's give a round of applause for Lane Johnson. Because this guy has literally delayed his surgery, putting off a torn abductor just so he could return to the Eagles for the playoffs. This is a guy who is a Super Bowl champ. This is a guy that has been to the Pro Bowl 4 times. This is a guy that is a bona fide Hall of Famer. He has nothing to prove in the NFL, but he's such a good teammate that he will risk his body and ultimately risk his career in the NFL just for the Eagles to have a chance to win the Super Bowl this year. This is a guy that every team should want on their team. He is a true Philadelphia Eagle, and if he is not a first-round ballot Hall of Famer, we're going to have some freaking issues, bro. I was about to cuss. We're about to have some issues because Lane Johnson is simply that guy. And again, applaud to him because the toughness and what he's shown to fight through pain when he has nothing left to prove is something that's just so honorable that you just gotta clap it up for him, right? So ultimately, I think that a guy at Jalen Hurts will play. You saw AJ Brown talk about how he looked good. Dallas Goedert said he looked good in first team reps Thursday. So I think that he will play. But Eagles, let's put away the Giants early. So come like the mid-third quarter, come the early in the fourth quarter, you're resting a guy in Jalen Hurts and not having him out there for the full entire game. Let him get some reps. Let him, feel himself, get a touchdown or two, and then rest the guy. We don't need him, playing a close game for the Giants, down to the whistle. No, we want him to get his reps in, get a feel of being back in the groove, and then take him out. Look, I have faith that if the Eagles have a 90% healthy Jalen Hurts in the playoffs, they will win the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts will tell y'all. He will show y'all. Not even tell. He will show y'all the fact that he is treading to be a top 5 QB in this league. And if my prediction is right, and if I believe that Jalen Hurts will lead this Eagles team to a Super Bowl this year, you got to give him that top 5 spot. Only guys right now that I have definitely over him is Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Aside from that, who can I think? Who can I say right now at the moment is better than Jalen Hurts? Nobody. Not to me. Not to me. Not with running the ball and passing. Not to me. Maybe Joe Burrow. Right there with him. Those are only guys. So again, the only team in the NFC that I see the Eagles, it could be a fight, is the Buccaneers, because you can never count Tom Brady out. Everybody else, the Cowboys that almost lost to Gardner Minshew, talk about the Giants, the Giants. Talk about the Vikings that just got whopped by the Packers. Like, this NFC is wide open, and if Jalen Hurts is healthy, they will win. Simple. So against the Giants, expect Miles Sanders to have a breakout game. If you are on FanDuel, Sportsbet at all, Miles Sanders will have a great game, right? Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, they will support their QB, especially if you got, the Giants' backups in their secondary. Oh, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, they about to have a field day, but let's not just overlook the Giants with their backups, because teams have done that before, and then they ended up losing with the backups in. That's the worst case scenario. We don't want that to happen, right? But nonetheless, I'm loving the fact that it's looking like Hurts is treading towards coming back on Sunday. And what I will say, it's a win-win, because if the Eagles get a bye, then you got guys like Avonte Maddox, guys like Lane Johnson that were banged up. They, and Josh Sweat as well, they can get more rest going into the playoffs. But at the same time, if we end up losing to the Giants and we're a 5th seed, man, I love our chances as an underdog. So let me know what you think down below. Do you think that the Eagles will win against the Cowboys? You know my take. I always keep it real. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. With that being said, y'all, I'm out.